Hello and welcome to a new podcast. I'm here with my partners Rebecca and Regina to talk about globalization. Stay with us to hear more about how Mexico and Canada globalization differ from each other. Let's start by asking ourselves, what is globalization? Globalization is a word used to describe the growing interdependence of world's economies, cultures, and populations, brought about by cross-border trade in goods and services, technology and flows of investment, people and information. Countries have built economies partnership to facilitate these movements over many centuries. Globalization is a complicated issue. It is necessary to evaluate the pros and the cons before drawing any conclusion. One pro about globalization is there is a worldwide market for companies and consumers who have access to products of different countries. When you buy a product online from an Australian company, it has to go through a process to get from there to the final destination. One con is that diseases travel faster in a world that is globalized. We can see it right now with the spread of coronavirus. It is all over the world and killing thousands of people because people travel every year to other countries without knowing that they could carry a virus. Now that we know what is globalization, we know the pros and the cons, we can now see how Mexico and Canada globalization different from each other. Now Regina and Rebecca are gonna tell us more about it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, Luz, you're right. The whole coronavirus thing is a complicated issue we are all going through right now. But let's talk about Mexico and Canada. These two countries share a relationship that is characterized by having rich cultural connections and a growing trade and investment. The CMP, or Canada-Mexico Partnership, promotes collaboration between the public and private sectors and operates through a series of working groups covering energy, agribusiness, creativity and culture, human capital, trade, investment and innovation, environment, mining, and forestry. Our people-to-people connections are undeniable, with over 1.7 million Canadians traveling to Mexico in 2018 for both business and pleasure. In addition, a significant number of Canadians have purchased property in Mexico and spent extended periods of time there. Mexico is also Canada's 11th largest source country for international students globally. We can conclude by this that globalization has made easier the trade and relationship between countries. But now, tell us, Regina, how are these countries coping with the pandemic? How do both differ?
Obviously, Mexico and Canada had a lot of differences. Mexico is a country with a very large government disorganization, which presidents over many economic resources that are poorly spent in this nation. This leads to affect the most vulnerable and largest sector of Mexican society, which is the lower class. Mexico has always had a great problem of social inequality that in this time of pandemic is the main problem in which the country is involved. On the other hand, Canada as government has known how to support its nation, taking care of the expenses of the services in each home in these times of pandemic. The control of the Prime Minister in this situation has led to give peace and tranquility to Canadians, who in one way or another are left with the benefits granted that their expenses or services such as water and electricity will be covered by the same government. It is when we notice the differences between one first world country and the other not. Well, it is time to say goodbye. We hope you learned something new today. Thanks for listening us and see you the next time. Bye.